name's Tom Harold. I'm an artist from Indiana. I work with the branch of kinetic sculpture known as rolling ball sculpture. This is part 2 in a series on basics of building rolling ball sculpture. In part 1 we looked at doing a butt weld where you have two pieces of rod coming up against each other and you need to weld those together to increase the length of your track. In this video we're going to be looking at the other really common weld that you're going to be using when you're building rolling ball sculpture, and that's going to be the T-joint, which is just like the name sounds. You got a couple of pieces coming together in the shape of a T. That's going to be used when you will be adding what's generally known as track spacers to your track. Oftentimes just a U-shaped piece of wire that goes from one rod to the other. Track spacers are added to maintain the distance between your two track rails. They also provide a whole lot of rigidity and strength to your track. Just like in the last video, we're going to be working with stainless steel, but the same procedures should apply for plain steel as well. If there are any differences, I'll let you know. And we'll probably be covering maybe one, maybe two tools that I use to help get the job done, some kind of special stuff that you might want to think of making for yourself to help yourself out. So thanks everyone for checking out the last video. I hope you find this one informative, and let's get started making some art. Alright, our next joint that we're going to be working with here is the T-joint, and this is what you're going to use for something like this. I've got my spacer made here. These are my two rails, parallel rails that I've got, and I just need to put that spacer across there to maintain that distance between those two rails. And also, if you've got a long enough run without a spacer in it, the individual rails get really wobbly. And when you've got a lot of marbles rolling on a sculpture all at once, if you're making a large one, you know, something that's you know, a couple 3 or 4 feet tall or something like that, and you end up getting, you know, a dozen marbles rolling on it at once, that creates a lot of vibration, and you'll have marbles all over the floor. So you need to put these spacers on there for a couple of reasons. And you can see I've got the undersides of those ground down flat, and they fit nice on there, and I've also got them positioned pretty well over each individual rail, so that they made up and have a good contact surface. When I'm welding, I use a track clamp like this. I got this from Matthew Galden. He's at rollingballsculpture.com, and I don't know if he still sells these or not, but he was for a while. I've found them to be extremely handy. If you don't have anything like this, you're either going to want to buy one from somebody or make them yourself. It's just, you know, you need that third hand so many times. I actually have 3 of these things, and it's not uncommon at all for me to need to use all 3 of them at once. Certainly use 2 at a time pretty often. That wing nut there just holds down, you know, it's got a bolt that goes through, or a threaded rod that goes through. It's welded onto this here, and you can see there's some slots in there. There's another slot there if you want to use make track for a slightly wider ball, but the rod just fits in there and it tightens up and keeps everything in place. So pretty handy stuff. So I'm getting my setup here, and I've got my you can just see the bare end of my I've got a pair of vice grips holding on to the to my connector here. And I've realized that in this situation what's going to work best for me, I've got the camera positioned really close to my work, and this is a sort of situation you'll come up with a whole lot when you're doing rolling ball sculpture, basically that you can't really reach what you want to reach, at least not ideally. So I'm going to tack weld right here, and then I'm going to do the same over here on this other side, because just to get each one fastened, and then I'm going to go around them and hit them with a weld and add some fill in there to complete the weld, and that's going to help you out a whole lot. That sort of plan of action, get it to tack it and hold it in place, and then do a finish on it afterwards, because lots of times you just can't reach it the way you want to reach it. I would probably not ordinarily be coming in from the side with the cameras facing straight on. I might come in from this side here and hit it first, and probably even just be able to do a fusion weld and maybe not even add any filler to it. But sometimes I like to add filler on these track pieces right here. I've often been accused of overdoing it in the way of either safety or just certainty, and I don't like the idea of building sculpture for someone and turning it over to them, and then having, even if it's 10 years down the road, I don't want to have things like my spacers come loose just because I didn't take the extra time to put a little fill in there and make absolutely certain that it was going to be rock solid. So preparation, it's a really big part of actually getting a good weld. So I'm going to drop the hood now, and we'll put the arc on this one and show you how it's done. See, on this one I basically hit it high here and just a little bit here. These are just tack welds, nothing that I would consider permanent. Probably actually something like this is even so slight that this would probably break at some point if it were under heavy constant use. So I'm going to now go and hit these again. Now that I've got them tacked in place, I can put some fill rod in there with those and stiffen those up a little bit and make them into nice permanent joints. Got this one here. That one looks pretty good. You can see here where I've been able to come around the sides a little bit on that. Add the fill in. Here we are with our finished welds all polished up. Man, that looks sharp. I like the look of that one. Comes around the edge there. You can see I've got it around the side. So not just on the, I was able to bring it around a little bit on this side here too, and then come around a little bit on this side. It's not just concentrated here and a little spot weld on the front. Okay, so here we've got our completed section of track with the spacer across it. All shined up. It's looking good. Nice and solid, and ready to do fun stuff like it's meant to do. That covers it for the T-joint. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you've got any questions or comments, please let me know. Comment here or send me a message either through YouTube, or you can reach me through my website at tomharold.com. You can also find me on Facebook at Tom Harold Art. If you click the subscribe button, you'll be notified whenever I finish any of my art pieces and upload those here, and also when I add any new instructional videos. You don't want to miss out on those. So until that time, keep practicing and have fun making some art.